Good evening, everybody.
What's up,
Welcome
everybody?
to Campfire Chat. No, just kidding. Now we figured we'd take a moment and introduce ourselves. I'm Clarissa.
I'm Jason.
Now we've been together for 17 years.
Yeah.
We've raised 3 kids together. They're from previous marriage. My son's 30, 28, and then 19. And I have a 3-year-old granddaughter. And we've raised them all together. My son and my granddaughter live in Hawaii.
Yep.
My middle daughter, she's a dental assistant. And then my youngest, she's just starting off in the world. She's 19, so she's figuring out what she wants to do. I'm a dental hygienist. Been doing that for about 15 years. And Jason, he is...
I'm a mechanic, auto mechanic.
When we first met, he was actually a roofer.
Yeah, I did construction for years growing up. My father owned construction companies, so did my uncles.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of construction work, kind of bounced around different industries. Then, I don't know, in Michigan, early to mid-2000s, housing market and construction industry kind of took a lull. So I swapped from construction into mechanics or automotive. And then I worked my way basically from the bottom. Now I'm a mechanic full time.
Yeah.
Been in the industry for probably a good 10, 15 years now.
Yeah, somewhere in there. So
that's what we do 6 days a week downstate.
Yep.
And then we bought this place in
2020.
Yep.
We both wanted to
Something we want to do for
this.
years. We
Yeah.
talked about it for years.
I've always wanted to live on acreage and live out in the woods ever since I was little.
I mean, I grew up, I was a Boy Scout. I always loved being outside.
Yeah.
And I'd say, honestly, to me, like, growing up reading My Side of the Mountain.
Yeah, I read that book, too.
I don't know if a lot of you guys read that. Or, like, Where the Red
Both
Fern
of us
Grows.
actually read
Like,
and
read a lot
wanted
of
to do
books
that.
of, like, I don't know, being outside and in the country. And, like, I just always loved it. And always wanted to do something like that. But in the beginning, when we first got together, we talked about it. But I don't think it was actually, like, something attainable
Well,
at
we
that
didn't
point.
think that it was actually possible. I mean, we
Right.
were so down, it was pretty much when we were both starting actual careers, and we both had bad previous relationships that ended up in a way holding us back, and then we ended up getting
Bad
together
choices
and we
in
just
life, bad relationships, and we were
went
kind of starting over
skyrocketing.
together.
Yep. And we just skyrocketed. So this
Yep.
is finally not like we're rich or anything. That's definitely not the case.
Our lives
But-
definitely took a 360 from what they were. I'll say
Oh
that.
yeah. And we've improved it immensely. But now we're at the point to where all the kids are moved out. We're still making that extra bit of money that we're not used to having, say, 15 years ago. And we're able to actually do something here. And we want to pay off all of our debt downstate. By the time we do that, we'll be able to start building up here. But while we're waiting for that to happen, we're going to take every little nickel, dime, dollar that we can, and we're going to try to spread it throughout here to make this even
Invest it
better.
into the property, because we're still in developmental stages with the property.
Yeah,
So
we've got
like,
a lot left to do.
there's still a lot to do. So by the time we're debt free down there, we want to move up here and be debt free and not be tied to the stress and the debt and circus, just that whole lifestyle. Like, I don't know, we're ready to. We like the
Slow it down.
lifestyle
It's not
pace
even
up here.
slowing it down, because you work really hard while you're up here, but or while you're on your own property. Other homesteaders would understand as well. You're dirty most of the time, but you're smiling while you're getting dirty because
you're making progress on your dreams.
Yep, and
what it is for
you're
me.
making something for yourself. You're putting in your hours for you.
Yep.
Instead, I mean, when you do go to work, yes, you're putting on your hours to get that paycheck so you can go do what you want to do, but
it's a means for an end, but like this is the end.
We want to cut out the middleman.
Right. Yeah.
We don't want to have to
Yeah.
go to them to get the money to go do what we want to do, but then run out of money.
We want to make a
have to go back.
self-sufficient property that we can grow our own food, vegetables. I like to have maybe a couple meat birds or egg birds down the road. This is like years down the road. Like, we got dreams and goals of being set up, probably doing the solar, having our own wells, our own septic. So we're pretty much off grid. We still need internet. I feel like that's kind of necessity in life.
Yeah, but that's...
If you're doing the YouTube thing, you still got to upload and stuff like that, you know.
We will
like,
have to have that eventually.
You know, and like a cell phone maybe, but like we want to try and keep our bills low up here to where like we don't need a lot of income to be able to just be self-sustained up here.
Right. After we get everything built, though, I mean, right now it's going to take every amount of money we can make down there to put up here.
We're still grinding and hustling to get the money up so we can get up here and get all this stuff paid for and done and get our debt paid down, you know. So we're still in the early stages.
Kind of document what we're doing, and my 19-year-old actually suggested, why are you sitting here making these stupid videos for Facebook? They're not going to do anything. Why don't you just do it on YouTube and make it into, you know, so it was her idea to kind of start doing it this way. And then
that's
as we're doing
we got into watching YouTube and
and then we started watching YouTube,
finding other channels, and like, wow, this is like a thing.
It's
like
all
this
Grady.
Is pretty dope.
We found, you know,
I mean, all the big ones, you know, like you follow SLR, CRC, Simple Life,
Come On Mountain,
Life Uncontained.
Oh yeah,
Cajun.
Cajun Homesteading.
So like we got like a repertoire of shows we watch and we like a lot of them and kind of what you're doing, and we're like, that's what we want to do. And then our one daughter was talking about, you know, doing it on YouTube, so we're like, you know what?
Why not?
Let's do it.
So then I just went ahead and practiced with what footage I already had.
Well,
and then now this year...
Well, to start, we had a cell phone. We were using our cell phones.
Yeah.
No editing. It wasn't very good footage. It was super grainy. We're trying to be like, hey, guys, watch our stuff. And then they watch it and they're like, it's kind of painful. To be honest, like, what the hell? Like, it's hard to tell. So... This beginning of this past winter and the beginning of this year, we made a conscious effort to invest.
March of this year, we actually got a new camera that is for this. We got a computer that I can actually do editing on. And I went through...
It's all Grady and learned some editing to use. And
oh my gosh,
really
Denise is amazing. She's so wonderful.
Yep.
And even Mel over at, you know...
SLR.
Yeah,
she helped out.
Simple Life Reclaimed. She actually said some nice hints and stuff on, you know,
tips and tricks, and
in the comment sections. I asked her a few things, and she helped me out too. So I really appreciate them guys helping me out with little tips and tricks on how to do this a little bit better. And maybe you have or have not noticed, because, you know, I'm getting more and more videos
to me,
out.
She's like, I do the work, and I wasn't really 100% because, like, I'm the kind of guy, like, I work by myself at work. I'm a mechanic. I get a car, I diagnose it, we fix it, I get parts, I'm by myself. It's my job and responsibility to get that car fixed, out the door properly. You ask for help if you're stuck on things, borrow tools here and there, you know, but, like, I'm a goal-oriented, task-oriented kind of person, so, like, when I know I gotta go do something, I'm just like, when I'm ready, I get up, I start going, I get on my job, and I start doing it. She helps out, but like I've had to change my format of working.
He's had to slow down a little bit, because if you notice in past videos, you get a lot of the back of Jason's head.
I'm trying to talk more, I'm trying to explain more, you know, like I'm trying to help her out, because she's been doing amazing at the editing.
Yeah, but I've been mentioning to him,
she's got the proper tools to do the job now, so I figured I might as well make her job easier and try and do a more little... like agreeable with the things that she wants to do to get shots and slow down and like wait for you know, her to be ready,
because it'll get done when it gets done.
It is true.
It's not like we're going to be moving up here tomorrow. I mean,
I was ready to move up here last weekend, but
well, so am I, but
a year ago, 2 years ago,
if we did, we'd be stuck living in the camper for the rest of forever. So
to do it right, because we want to eventually live in the camper, sell our place down there,
and have a nice nest egg to actually
come up here, live in the RV,
what we're doing,
and finish what we started up.
Because by the time we get up here,
full time,
we're gonna have a barn already built.
Yep, we got to clear. That's what our clearing is. That's gonna be for our barn. You might have seen on past videos.
We're gonna put a pad down, build a like 40 by 50. Is that what you said?
That's my goal. Minimum 36 by like 40, 42, but like I want to do a 40 by 50, a little extra room, because like every time I talk to anyone that's built a barn, they're like, always go bigger.
Wish I made it a little bit bigger. So if we just do a 40 by 50, that's plenty enough.
Because the RV is going to have to fit inside that, and that's going to have to be insulated, power, water, so that in the winters, because you know we're up in Michigan, and it gets
Yep.
cold as heck up here. We get a lot of snow, and that's not a 4-season RV. That's a 3-season.
Yep. So when we get that,
I got to make that
actually,
livable and have an RV big
we'll have
enough
to
to
have
get an
pipes
RV in there.
and we'll have to have the well down there done,
Yep.
septic down there done, so we can hook
Yep.
up to that.
Yep.
We'll have to have a power source of some kind, if it's going to be solar power, or if we end up hooking up to, which that's
The goal is solar.
too much money. They
Goal
want
is solar.
15,000 to just put.
Yeah, long story on our power. We can't get regular power. Well, we can, but we can shell out $15,500 for it, and I think
Yeah.
that's absolutely outrageous.
Yep. So we'll just spend that kind of money on just buying
For
batteries
that,
and
I
solar
can invest in a
panels
solar
and
outfit. And
never
that's,
have another bill except for upkeep on our outfit.
Yep. So that's
So-
kind of our plan with utilities.
But until that's done, this isn't going in there. You know, we have to make sure that that's
Done. So the first clearing down there is the barn, and then
Mhm.
in between us and the barn, because the barn clearings that direction, in between that will be the house. What? In between that will be the house. So it'll be the house in between us and then the barn. So like we'll do clearing 1, get the barn, and then move on to clearing 2,
yeah.
get that cleared, and
And
then
that'll be where our house goes.
once utilities are in, then we're like prepped, we're developed, the land's developed.
Yep. And then we'll be able to live up here and build the house.
Yep. And be up
Because-
here full time instead of being
Yeah.
weekend warriors. Like
Yep.
we've been weekend warriors for going on 4th year now, and like
Yep.
I hate going back every time. It
Yeah.
sucks.
We'd rather just be able
I
to
want to stay up here and never come home.
Yeah.
I want this to be my home.
That
I don't
would
want
be
to have to
nice.
drive back down. You got a bird trooping in on us.
Oh, it's like liking that we.
Yeah.
The birds are coming over and
Probably
snacking
get all the
on all the
bugs
little
from
bugs
clearing
that we
out.
cleared all this leaves and everything. All the birds are starting
Tarped it
to
out
come
right
in.
in front of us so that it's nice and clean.
Yeah,
That's cool. I don't mind more nature rolling in.
yeah. But yeah, that's about what we've been doing. We've been trying to
You know
keep
how
up and do what we can. Every time we come up here and every year when we're done, we wish we had certain things done. So
we set goals for the year and we try and keep to them, but you know, like
Yeah.
some years we don't
surprises
get as many
happen.
weekends up as we want because
Right.
of weather or work or sometimes
Yeah.
funds because
Well,
we
like
got to pay
last
for other
year,
stuff.
We ended up having to redo the deck down south, so it turned into giving us a deck up here too. So that's why we have a deck up here. The paver stones that we ended up finding the shed on a auction. It ended up being that's
Little
why
shed
we have
kit
the
for
shed
like
kit.
half price. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
In box, yeah, I'll bid on that.
Yeah, we ended up getting the wood chipper, so we were able to do some of the clearing of getting some of that brush out of there because oh my gosh, the amount of there's like 50 million of these trees that are this big around, and it doesn't take a whole lot, but then there's bigger ones too, and then there's all those little bitty stumps. We've got a stump grinder. We may or may not use that. I don't know yet. We're trying to figure that out ourselves. We've
Might
got
flip
huge
that
trees
and
that
use
we
it
want
to
to
invest
keep.
in something else.
You know, we're
We
figuring
want
it
to get a
out.
mill down the road and do a portable sawmill
Yep.
and be able to like mill some real lumber because like
Oh my gosh, that would be so
we got
awesome.
some
wouldn't
decent
it?
trees in here. I mean, we got some really big, thick white pines, northern like white pines or jack
Yeah.
pines. I feel like that could be, you know, turned into some lumber for just like outdoor projects.
We could make it live, the live sighting thing on the
The
barn.
live edge siding.
You know, we
Yep.
could try to make it.
Because we'll have a bunch of outbuildings
Anything.
eventually, you know, like little, we'll have a greenhouse. She wants a little she shack.
Yeah, have
I'll have
all
my
my
big
gardening
barn.
stuff in it. He'll have his tools because he's got all of his mechanic tools too.
Well, it's all my construction tools and stuff from building and all
Yep.
the projects, you know. So like I'm gonna need a
Those
pretty
are all
big
gonna
barn to
need
store a lot of
spots.
stuff. The tractor's got to fit in there.
Yep.
RV, the cars. Want to pick up a quad up here. I like the trailer to sit inside, not outside, and get more rusty.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we don't
And
want to
like our house, like we've been back and forth on house styles. Like
Yeah, we're
we-
not sure yet.
we both like barn dominiums. We both
Yeah.
like A-frames.
Yeah.
We both like ranch style, like some cool, like real, like
Yeah.
wrap around porch. You know, one level, open cathedral ceilings with like a kitchen, living room,
Yeah.
dining room, all kind of one big room. Nice master suite. You know,
Oh, that
like
would be awesome.
so like we've tossed around. Like we don't even have to be finalized on what we want to do for the house. It's still open because
Yeah.
like we're not even to that point yet.
Nope.
I know I need a big enough area to build a nice house because we kind of have a general idea about the size
We
of the
want
house we
around
want.
1,200 square feet.
So it's like, till we get to that point, like, we don't have to be locked in on that kind of stuff. We can still let our mind wander on what would be perfect for us and learn stuff as we go, like what we want in the house, see other cool ideas that we might want to incorporate into our stuff. So
and really the only
it's
thing
kind of
that
still
we're
like an
locked
open journey
in
for
on
us.
is the barn.
The barn and like the 10 acres we got. Other than that, like, it's a clean slate. That's why we bought 10 acres untouched of vacant land. Like when we bought
can do
this,
whatever we want.
there was nothing here.
Nothing.
You see in the pictures, there's an open field.
Yep. And
to our left, because there's a natural gas well pump that's been here for a long time. They bought the land years and years ago, put in a pump, and then sold it off, and they have an easement to have access to the back just to maintain that.
Yeah, and it's the back corner. It's not even...
We don't really do anything back there, not a big deal.
No.
So, like, that was the only thing. Other than that, it was 9.5 acres probably of just woods.
Yep.
So we had to cut a trail from our main road to the back, so we had access to the property. We had to clear out this area. We had to cut down every tree. We cleared out this. We got our container. We made a pad for that. Like, everything we've done in here has been like just us two with a little bit of help from our parents and our brother.
I mean, it's very, very
lots of hard work. We love the help, but like, it's been cool to like do this ourselves and have a clean slate and like develop it the way we want it.
Documenting it is like, I'm realizing I knew that I wanted to document it anyways, just because who doesn't sit there and go, oh, I wish I would have taken it before. You know, so I'm taking befores. And you might get sick of my spanning around and doing the whole, that makes it to where every single time, and eventually I'm going to have it do like a little time-lapse thing to where from the first one to the last one that we do until we move over there or whatever. And it's going to be cool because you'll see the differences in season and the weather and what's here, what's not here, you know, and it's just going to grow.
Growth of the trees.
Yeah, growth of the trees too. Yeah, different things happening.
We just wanted to document it, so like when we're done in 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, we'll be done, we'll be living there, and we'll be able to look back on the journey and laugh about how stupid we were in the beginning and like how naive we were thinking it would be the coolest thing, and we'll do it so quick, and in 3 years we'll be up there, and it's like
Mel says, by noon tomorrow.
Yeah. We're starting year 4, and like we don't get a lot of time up here. This is the whole thing. Like,
it's a few days a month, you know, between 4
a whole year we only get between
April
and end of October, because November to and beginning of April is nothing but snow up here.
Yep.
Like, about the only thing we can do up here is come up here and maybe drop some trees. But like, I'm not driving a well in the winter.
No.
I'm not grading a driveway in the winter.
No.
I'm not, you know, there's a lot of projects that I'm not doing in the winter up here. It's just too cold, too much snow, like you're just not doing it.
Yep.
So.
But if we're actually living up here, that birdie's getting close.
Yep.
If we actually live up here and we've already gotten our site prepped and there's a slab there, we could come, you know, and we've already got the shell dried in. That would make it possible to actually live up here and go inside of the house and finish it. Yeah, we could live here all year round at that point.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't have to be clearing any. That bird is like 10 feet away. Not even 5 feet away. But we wouldn't have to actually worry about it. Our plumbing would already have been up into the cement slab. Our walls would be up. We'd have everything already ran. It'd be, am I?
You said all.
I can edit.
Yeah.
But anyways.
We're rambling. Saying the same things. That's why I was trying to talk about the house as a new thing. Like, we haven't really talked about it. I was trying to expand on different ideas so like we can chop it up and have a bunch of stuff to talk about. So like rehashing the same thing, beating dead horses.
Oh, I know.
Like, and like that's another thing with our channel. Like, we're trying to give you guys as much different content as we can, but like
right now we're doing the same stuff.
It's the same stuff every weekend as we come up. It's talking about the well. Now we're actually doing the well. It's clearing trees a lot of the time. It's doing driveway work because like it was just woods that's like all lumpy, stumps. Like every winter the ice snow kind of messes, you know, so like I'm reworking the driveway every year. The more we drive on it, the more it packs down. It's not just like decomposed leaves and stuff that got packed down over time, you know, so it's not super firm dirt. So like we're constantly going back and sometimes having to rework stuff because that's just the way it is. Like, this is virgin land. It's
Yep.
not.
We'll be maybe.
We don't
taking-
have big heavy bulldozers running through here packing this dirt and cutting that driveway. Like, we're trying not to invest the big money into it. We're trying to do it ourselves.
Yep. And
You know,
take our
so
time because it's
our
going to take us
content-
time to pay off stuff anyway.
We're trying to change up our stuff, so we're not doing the same stuff every video in a row. So kind of bear with us on that stuff, because like I said, we got so much stuff coming years down the pipeline. Like,
Yeah.
hop in the journey early and enjoy the ride, you know, and just
We're
like see where
silly
this
every
goes.
now and again. Sometimes funny stuff happens.
Yep.
I make sure to put it in if it does.
She's the way funnier of the two,
But I make him look funny.
and I call her my better half because like I can be tough to deal with. She makes me look good on the editing, I'll say that.
Yeah,
But
well,
she's definitely the funnier one. But she's behind camera a lot because she's like doing all the camera work and stuff.
Yeah.
So she
That's
tries to
okay.
hop in and be funny.
not a lot though. So my funny doesn't come across the same as, I don't know.
We can both be funny, but we're funny like in conversation with people and
yeah,
like
it's hard to be funny.
kind of like razzing, kind of like joking with people and like kind of giving them shit, kind of, you know,
Well,
like
that's his humor.
I don't know, but like we're like in the
I'm a word
moment
player.
kind of humor. So like me and her, like we've heard all of our jokes and stuff.
Yeah, and
so
we're not going to keep rehashing them. Every
I've
now
heard
and
the
again,
same
I'll
ones
come
a
up
lot.
with one and say it.
yeah,
Like, red and yellow, we're McDonald's because we're loving it.
yeah. Hilarious.
Woo!
You gotta laugh in the container for that one.
Yeah, you did actually laugh.
I give
And
her
it-
the courtesy laugh sometimes.
Yeah, that's my joke.
Yeah. So I don't know. We're trying to do a little speak because like that's another thing. We can't go live up here.
Yeah, there's not enough.
Our internet, like even our neighbors came over today and we were talking with their neighbors and they stopped by and like even they complain like
They have to
we
use
don't
hotspots.
have internet like down our road. Like they don't
Yeah.
have it. Fiber's
That's coming in 2 years.
Fiber's supposed to be here within 2 years. Her parents live 10 minutes away. They got fiber down their road, but like
Yeah.
where we're
And we
at, they
could
gotta go
over
down the
there to
main
download,
roads.
But
And they run down the big main roads up here, and then it goes from town to town, you know, and like it takes a while for it to get over here. So,
Yeah.
like, we can't go live because our internet reception, like, well, our cell phone reception is like 1-2 bars of like not even 4G.
yeah.
Like, I think it is 4G, it's LTE, so it's like 1 or 2 bars of 4G, which is terrible. Like, we can load pages, make phone calls, send texts, but like for us to go live, it would be so grainy and probably be so stuttery
Yeah,
that
nobody would want to watch that.
you guys would not even want to watch that because
Right.
we want to go live, but
Yeah, and then
we
you
just
could ask
don't have the
questions
capability
and
to
find
do
out
it
what
here.
you want to know.
right,
Because right now we're just kind of
just trying to winging it and hoping like we're talking about stuff you guys are maybe like wondering about because
this is us. We're
yeah,
goofballs and we're
Yep.
awkward a lot of the time.
yep.
You know.
So
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed the sit down chat.
Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed
Get to
hearing us. It is getting dark, so you're probably not able to see us as well.
yeah, lighting's probably terrible on this.
Yeah.
But we're trying to let you get to know us a little more and maybe give you some information you guys didn't hear about.
Yeah.
Or
ask questions if you have any. Leave them
yeah,
in the
ask
comments.
questions.
And make sure to like.
Always like, subscribe,
Yep.
and share.
Yep. And we
It
hope
helps out.
Yeah, it does.
It helps us out.
Hope you have a wonderful evening, and we will
Yep.
see you on the next one.
See you in the next video, guys. Have a good night.